Am I introducing you?
You're doing the introduction.
Hello, welcome and thank you so much for coming along today. I know this might be, you might be a little bit nervous, but please relax. This is completely voluntary. If at any point you need a break or you want to talk to one of us privately, that's absolutely no problem as well. But what we're here to do today is to try and let each other speak, listen to what each other has to say, and we're going to try and work out how to resolve this situation. Osia, is there anything you'd like to add to that?
Thank you. I just want you to remember that this session is informal and voluntary, and anytime you want, you can ask any question at any time. Just remember that when each of you explains their point, one does not have to talk over them. You just wait until she finishes her point, and then you can also raise yours. And then we are very impartial. We do not intend to take sides. We will listen to your explanation as much as we shall listen to her. And we are not here to take any decision. We will only help you to find solution to the problem that you have.
Sorry, I'm Eva and this is Osia.
My name is Osia. Yes.
Angela, do you think you would like to tell us what's brought you here today?
Yeah. So I've made a complaint. The GP that I have had for several years, they have now really been letting me and my husband down. My partner, he's 75 years old and he has had a stroke and he now is paralyzed from his left side. I am now his main carer. There come a couple of people come to help with some little bits and bobs every day. But I'm just so frustrated that there is no plan in place for him to get for him to get better, basically. And this is something that we've been going back and forth. I want him to get physiotherapy. Hospitals stop that. GP is not supporting me. There is nothing that they offer instead either. But what really was the final thing for me is the fact that when I contacted them and I really needed help for him, first of all, they didn't pick up my call. Hours later, they phoned back and they said, yeah, somebody will come tomorrow. I had to take him to emergency and he was in hospital for 3 days. So I feel that even when there is like an actual big concern, serious issue, they have put me in the basket that this is some nutcase who is phoning us and we don't care because she's so angry and she's whatever. And of course I'm getting angry and frustrated because I don't get any help. I'm left to my own devices with this. And they say that I'm being the aggressive and angry and whatever, but they are the professionals. Shouldn't they have the training to understand what I'm going through? Seeing my partner to deteriorate, and shouldn't they be understanding how I'm feeling and really listen to me and support instead of leaving me to my own devices? And it was an actual issue that he didn't get help when he needed and he had to go to hospital. It was really dangerous that they just leave me without help, basically.
Okay, I can hear the frustration and the upset. I wonder, Angela, if we can move over to, sorry, what's your name?
Jagu.
Jagu. The GP, and let them respond to what you've said and maybe give us a little bit more understanding and information from where you're coming from.
Firstly, I have been attending Angela and her husband for over 20 years now, and we've always been attentive and we've always been caretaking them. There's no issue from our side. Secondly, the issue what happened recently, unfortunately he fell sick because of his infection, and Angela just told that she had called us up, and the call, we couldn't end up like immediately assisting her. That is because we don't have one patient, right? We are in a hospital and we have to attend each and every patient as one. We cannot be partial to each one of them. I understand it was an emergency, I get it, but the point is we did get back to her after few hours. But there is also another point which I want to mention. Every week there was a district nurse who used to attend Atar, Angelia's husband. Even though we did not immediately respond to her, there were few hours. After few hours, we did respond. She could have taken a second opinion from the district nurse, right? But she didn't do. Even though
District nurse was coming the next day. I had to take him to hospital before that. Oh, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't
that's
be
not-
speaking
no,
over.
of course not. That's fine. Sorry.
Yeah.
The district nurse was coming
the next day. And after few hours, when we did end up calling up Angelia, and we did suggested her to give certain painkillers to her husband, so that the pain can be sustained for that day. And when the next day district nurse come to for the regular checkup, she can just assist whatever the infection is happening. This was our point of view, which she always. The third point is she's always been rude. Over the 20 years which we have been attending her husband, she's always been rude, always been frustrated. She just calls up whenever she wants, and she just blasts everyone, whoever picks the call. So we are frustrated. End of the day, even we are humans, right? We might be doctors, we might be caretakers, but after a certain point, it gets hit you. So she also has to understand our point of view. I get it. We did take time to get back to her over a call, but she could have taken another second opinion where the district nurse, she could have called up and she could have taken an opinion from her.
Can I ask what procedure that you have in place for Angela if she needed a second opinion? What's the process or procedure in the surgery? Because I'm sure this would be something that you would have used. Maybe you can share the procedure with Angela if in future I kind of suggest you know your own husband, and when things are but am I making suggestions here that I shouldn't? I would suggest that maybe you know when something's serious. Who can she speak to, or what's the procedure in the surgery if she's very alarmed and it did require, I believe, hospitalisation?
If there is a panicking moment, if the patient isn't responding well, immediately get him to the hospital. Get him admitted to the emergency.
And is there anybody in your practice? Is there a person that Angela can speak to in your practice that would make that call on the phone?
We don't do personal. We don't give personal numbers for personal each.
I just mean within the practice. Is there
Practice.
somebody that can make that call over the phone, listen to the symptoms, and say, okay, this I think the best thing is
that is
you
what
take him to
exactly.
hospital. Was that something that Angela, was that something you advised? Or?
No, I was left to my own devices, and I am really not accepting the fact that she's saying I've always been rude. It's not true. I've only because I've started to be frustrated and I felt I didn't get any support. I don't like to get this label that I'm this rude person. I'm a person who doesn't get help for their partner.
Angela, we are mediators. We are just trying to make sure that you resolve this dispute in an amicable way, in a way that makes you understand the nitty-gritties that might have led the practice manager not to attend to your husband within the time frame that you had expected. So our role here is not to take sides, and our role is not to even to decide who is wrong and who is right. So what we are trying to say is to make you also understand the position of the practice manager, and the practice manager also to understand the reason why you had to make frantic calls for help of your husband. Now, practice manager, have you been with the husband for the last 5 years?
No, we are treating him for over 20 years now.
Over 20
Yes.
years. So are you aware of the situation of the husband?
Yes, I am aware of the situation. And also, I want to mention another point here. He has been taking physiotherapy from a local hospital, right? And he has been discharged few months ago. And he is discharged because they have done the maximum of work what can be done to a patient for his condition, whatever condition he's in right now. And now, Angelia is again reversing the decision, and she's coming back to our hospital, and she's calling, and she's requesting for physiotherapy and continuous treatment. Even
Can I
though
just interrupt here? Has anybody, how was this information relayed to Angela? Did you ask her to come into the practice to discuss that ongoing physiotherapy unfortunately would no longer be suitable? Or was it done by letter? Or how was this information relayed to Angela?
actually, the physiotherapy was not done in our hospital. It was done in a local hospital. They have discharged him because they couldn't do more.
Yes, but who then came back to Angela? Just so I understand what the process is. The hospital discharged him.
Yeah.
I would take it they would have then told the practice the reason.
Yeah.
Who then told Angela, and how was it done? Was she written to, or was she brought into the practice, and was this explained to her fully so that she understood?
Yeah. There was a local doctor, obviously in the local hospital. That is why they have been discharged. And it is also mentioned that that is the maximum they could have done for the situation or for the condition what Angela's husband is in. So that is the information we have right now. And after that, Angela approached us, and she wanted extra care. She wanted extra attention, and I think due to this she's been frustrated, and she's like bombarding. She's calling us, and she's bombarding over the call. Whoever picks the call, she's just being so rude and frustrated. I get it, it's her husband, it's a personal conflict, I get it, but we also have a lot of patients, and we just can't devote a lot of time to one particular patient.
I understand you must have a very stressful job, but I think, Angela, I hope you won't be insulted. When you get older, your patience levels, and what I'm trying to ascertain here is, did anybody sit down with Angela and her husband and explain why physiotherapy would no longer be a process that you could continue doing? I'm just trying to understand from my own.
I cannot tell that because that was done in a local hospital.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just have
the
gist of what has happened, and I don't know who has sat with them and explained about the situation, but I just have the gist of the whole scenario.
And would you be able to get that information, and then perhaps, Angela, that's something you would be able to discuss in depth, and they might be able to give you the reasons and the explanations
I only
as
received
to
a
why.
letter, and
Okay.
whatever the reasons, I still think he's 75 years old. You shouldn't just decide that he's not ever getting better. I think you should try to do something. So if it's not physiotherapy, what else would it be? And not just leave him drop him like old person, we don't care. We have these young working people who we need to attend. All the time referring to other patients being more important. That's what I feel. We are not important.
Angela, the practice manager is just trying to explain that they have not neglected your husband.
But why do I feel like they have?
From my understanding of what the practice manager explains is that they had a queue of other patients who are
More important ones,
not more important, but as far as the practice manager is concerned, all patients must be treated equally. So if they treated your husband, maybe if they jump the queue, the other patient would also be doing the same complaint.
But even when it's emergency, I don't get it.
Angela, what would work for you going forward? I think what we're focusing on here is what's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are we going to move this forward?
Yeah.
Because it's your husband. You must be tired. I'm certainly hearing the frustration. Moving forward, what can we work out together today? Because there's frustrations on both sides, but I think GPs only have their patient's best interest. But you're clearly not feeling that, Angela. What would work for you going forward?
I would like to have a plan for
Okay.
Arthur. So it's not about everyday things all the time. It's just to have some kind of hope and some kind of work done, other things than just changing his diapers, basically, like giving personal care. Like, he had a stroke, and I want him to be able to heal to the extent that he can.
Yeah.
And also, I would like them to take some responsibility of their behavior, because they are professionals, and I'm old woman under such a stress, and also they let me down with this emergency issue that we had. So it wouldn't hurt if they would acknowledge that they haven't been holding up their professional manners all the time as well as they should. I have to say, they used to be good. I don't know if there is not enough stuff anymore, or is it there? What is going on? Like, what happened? Is it just that they don't like us because we are old and angry? Is that the thing?
Angela, could I ask? I think it might be quite good right now if we take a break and we speak to the GP privately. Would you mind waiting in the breakout room, and we'll come back to you?
Yeah.
But thank you so much.
Can I stay to hear your discussion without, and then I don't know?
Of course you
it?
can.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
because I
this
want to
is completely
see how-
confidential.
I hope the GP doesn't mind if
No.
she stays around.
I
No,
don't
she
stay.
stays.
I don't stay. I'm not.
Mary's staying
It's-
just
it's
to.
Mari till
It's
Angela.
Mari
So
to
I just learn
Angela.
about your
She's
discussion.
invisible now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
she's
invisible.
invisible. She's in a
They are having a
breakout room.
private discussion
Yeah,
now.
that's
I'm just,
good.
I'm not
Yeah.
here.
She's an observer.
Okay, manager.
There's two issues here.
Yeah.
Do you and I want to talk for two? Right, you
Yeah, you
ignore. Would you please go in the breakout room two? We're going to have a chat. There seems to be two issues here. You and I aren't medical. I don't know what the process is for aftercare after a stroke, but it seems to be Angela doesn't know what the process is either. I think it would be really powerful if we could get the process from the GP. If the hospital has discharged Arthur and says physiotherapy is not going to work, then you have to take that at face value. But on the other hand, we've got this poor woman who wants, he's not going to be cured, and she hopes that there's some miracle out there, but there isn't. But we can't tell her that. Hope's a terrible thing. Hope is a terrible thing. So I wonder, with me saying this, what do you think, Si, we need to do with? See, you guys didn't hear this, but it's very. I don't know how
It's right.
honest
What you said was
mediators
right.
are with
We're just
each other.
university students.
I
here.
don't know, if even having an opinion about it's allowed, but this is, I'm acting
I think
like
you guys can
Angela.
discuss and have.
All that Angela needs is a solution to her husband problem, and Angela does not have a problem with the GP. The only problem is she feels that her husband of late has not been taken care of properly, and she mentioned that all of the time she was happy, but not recently. So
She probably got a fright that he ended up in hospital for 3 days, and I think the correct thing that I looking at GPs, I think you guys should have picked up on these symptoms. And I know, Guy, you should have picked up on these symptoms. So I personally, and I wouldn't say this during the mediation, would go, guys, why didn't you pick up on these symptoms? You should have somebody, if it's, and everything's over the phone now, they should have had somebody that picked up on the symptoms and should have said, Angela, take Arthur to hospital. Now, it sounds like an infection. So I think that's the first real issue here. And the second issue is getting Angela to understand that physiotherapy is not going to do Arthur any good. So, Osia, how are you and I going to sort out these two issues without directing, taking over, making suggestions, problem solving, as I always bloody do? How do we do that?
I also asked for
I
apology.
think
Oh, right, okay. So
Of
that's it.
recognizing, taking some responsibility.
And I asked for respect and understanding.
yes, we know that the practice manager needs to also suggest what best solution do they think as their practice that they can offer Angela
Going forward,
going
definitely.
forward. Just the same way we asked Angela, and Angela also had a suggestion of what's best, what she thinks is best for her husband.
Should we speak to the GP now?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Okay. Click. Thank you so much for waiting. there seems to be, from what we're hearing, is a few issues going on here. You're having issues. You feel that Angela's phoning and she's being rude and disruptive and upsetting the staff. But from what we're hearing, I think that the emergency and her Arthur ending up in hospital for 3 days has really thrown her. And also, I'm not sure that Angela is understanding, and maybe you can help me to understand.
Yeah.
But I don't think
Yeah.
Angela's understanding
Yeah.
that, if I'm picking this up correctly, physiotherapy is not a course of treatment that is going to work for Arthur any longer. But the issue may be that somebody hasn't explained that.
Yeah.
And she's being very human here, and she's looking for an apology, but I don't know what she's looking for.
I have two things.
Please.
Okay. Firstly, for Angela's husband, personal nurse. Okay. We can appoint a personal nurse who can take care of him, particularly attend him all the time and report to the particular doctor. Secondly, counseling for Angela. She requires it at this moment. She is frustrated. She doesn't know what she's doing. I get it. It's so obvious that if your close ones is like you see your close one like deteriorating every day in front of your eyes, it will affect your mind. So I think she needs emotional support and she needs counseling right now.
Can I
So-
ask, is this something that the GP practice can offer
Yep.
for Angela?
Yep. So
Has it been offered before, or would this be a...
we can just contact a psychological department and they can just help her out and give her therapy
Because
or
I believe
counseling.
she's getting two care workers in a day, which must be helpful for her.
That is from a district hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
And particularly from our hospital, there's no one, because I feel we are looking into this patient for 20 years, and I think we should have a particular nurse who takes care of this particular patient as she's been frustrated. So I think we need to appoint a personal nurse just to attend him.
And what would that look like if you appointed a personal nurse?
Uh,
Makeup, if you want.
I'll have to think.
I will come to her with my health issues in the future. She's so
I think maybe a point of, see, I'm giving solutions again. Do you have somebody in your practice that Angela would be able to, if she didn't obviously get her straight away, but is there somebody in your practice that knows Arthur's case, that she, if
Yeah.
she was particularly worried, like the
Yeah.
infection, that she could say, ask George to phone me back? Is this something that the GP practice could offer along with your suggesting
Angelia?
counselling? Yeah.
Angelia? For her frustration, what I just told, counseling and therapy. Yeah. This is very common. This is very natural that when you see a close one, like dying in front of your eyes, you get that pressure on yourself, and you unknowingly get into that pressure, and you will not even know that you're in that pressure. So it's quite normal that doctors offer counseling and therapy nowadays. So I think it's better. I cannot tell her directly that your husband is gonna die. She cannot take that. So it's better to prepare her mind slowly. And she also, if she is happy, she can keep her husband also happy. She cannot go pressurize her husband, and your husband cannot see her like pressurized and working. Okay, he might think like, oh, my wife is so frustrated by me because I'm on a wheelchair. So I think it's important for me. I think Angelia's health and mind is important than her husband's, because
As they say,
she's
put the
healthy.
oxygen mask
She's
on first, yeah. So
exactly.
you need
She's
to look after
healthy.
her.
She's happy. Then I think she can take care of her husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this a plan that you
Yep.
can put to Angela? How do you put it to Angela? Does she come into the practice, or does a doctor or nurse go round to their home and do it with her husband? What sort of process would you be able to put into practice? And remember, I'm not going back
Yep.
with any of this to
Yeah.
Angela until you've formulated.
And would you like us to suggest what you're saying to Angela as a solution?
Yeah, absolutely. So I suggest that anyway, Angela's husband is gonna come to visit the hospital once a week or twice a week. It will be scheduled after his discharge. When he's discharging from the hospital, she can come along with her husband, her husband, and she can take counseling or therapy classes for like 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever. Same time, both things get sorted.
So this would be an opportunity
Yep.
for her to come in and
Exactly, to rent it out because she doesn't have anyone to like let go of her feelings because she cannot go and explain everything to her husband, right? That pressure will naturally weaken the patient's mind. So I think she should first get therapy and then rest.
would it be okay if we brought Angela back in and there's something that you could
sure.
talk to her? We can interrupt like, like that, but
Yep.
maybe it's something that you could discuss with her.
Yep.
Now I do realise that she's the physiotherapy
Isn't working.
is very important to her,
It's
and I
her.
don't think she understands that it wasn't working and won't work.
Yeah.
I think that's the first thing that probably needs to be addressed, and the second thing was because she wasn't taking what she concerns seriously
Yeah.
when she phoned up and gave you the symptoms, which
Yeah.
later ended up with her husband in hospital. But we're going to bring her back in, and we're handing over to you because you're the expert. But if you need any help or you need a break,
Mediator, would you like us to talk to Angela on her own as well? Just to
if
put
you
up this
think
one?
that that's important, I'll let you
then,
do the.
Then later on we bring them back
Sure,
together.
with I'll let you do that one
That's
then.
fine.
And I'm going
Yeah,
to click.
Practice manager, would you like us to? We are going to
Yes.
talk to Angela, and then we get back to you as well. Okay? Thank you. And we shall propose to Angela your proposals.
Yes.
on them. Thank you. Hello, Angela.
Thank you for waiting.
Yeah. Thank you for coming to this session. We have been having a conversation with your practice manager.
Yep.
There are certain proposals that we managed to extract from her to see if we can reach some good conclusion, some resolution to this matter that is before us. All we wanted to do is to make sure that, if possible, the two of you reach some agreement. And the important part of this mediation process is that you get to interact and know the basis, the problem much deeper than how other channels would offer us. So the practice manager has explained herself. She says that perhaps there was a communication issue. They think that your tone was not the one that was good for them, and they definitely want to get a solution to the problem that your husband has with them. and
That's really
yourself.
good to hear because they've been so much focusing on me being the problem,
Yeah.
but now actually moving to fixing the problem. I
Yes.
can't wait to hear more.
So to them, your practice manager thinks that your husband might need a personal nurse to look after him. And the practice manager also suggests that there should be some emotional support, something like a counseling for your husband and for you, mainly because you're looking after your husband.
So is it because they think I'm nuts, or is it because of why? They want me to tame me?
We did not think that they wanted to tame you at all. We thought that that was just a suggestion from them as professionals.
Support
To
system.
support system for your husband.
So they understand a little bit how hard it is. Are you saying?
I don't think anybody will ever be able to imagine how hard it is
Yeah.
for you, Angela. But what they want
This is
to
so
do,
that I'm crying.
what they want to do going forward, is support you.
Yeah.
Can I just like
Yeah, your face is so powerful.
can I
You're
just
not here,
Doing
you're
so
not here.
well, you really
You're not
fucking
in the room.
are.
You're not
no,
in the
can I
room.
just like give you a point, you guys?
Yeah, of course.
It is a psychological approach. Yeah, you just can.
Okay, yes. And then
It's just a mock.
there's also a suggestion from your practice manager on therapy classes, both for you and for your husband.
Physiotherapy?
No,
No.
I think support
Counselling.
It's a support
counselling and
system
therapy. It's the
still.
same thing,
Within the
therapy.
support system, yes. Yeah.
So counselling.
Yeah.
Why?
and a care worker
Strengthen the mind.
from the
to,
district.
to work with you
Yeah.
on a weekly basis so that you will be able to tell them what's going on with you and Arthur in your life, the problems you're coming up against, the issues, maybe somebody to talk to fully about physiotherapy and what's worked and what
I want
hasn't.
to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main thing. And nobody, I just don't think anybody is explaining to this poor woman, and I'm not
Yeah.
the mediator right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
why? Because there will be, it's
I
not
get it.
working. It's not working, so you can't
Exactly.
keep doing
Yeah.
it. But this poor woman's hoping that there's going to be some miracle. There
Yeah.
ain't no miracles.
Yes.
So that's sorry.
I think you guys picked very importantly the thing of emotion, support.
Yeah.
And I think very sensitive matter that it doesn't sound like you need to go and see a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
But it has to be more like
yeah,
we,
it's quite natural.
like when you, it's really working when you said nobody knows how hard it is for you. Oh,
I think we need to normalize therapy and counseling. It's like overrated, but it's kind of normal.
Yes,
If people don't have
absolutely.
anyone to talk to, just go approach
And
someone
it's
and
not
We
because
don't like
seek help.
talking about ourselves.
Yeah,
so
seek help.
just
It's
talk
not because I'm
loads.
crazy, but it is because your situation is really stressful.
Yeah.
Your situation is extremely
And stress
pressurizing.
makes you act out of character and doesn't make you likable. When you're stressed, you're not
Yeah.
likable.
No. And when you have a husband who you're caring most of the I'm not going to be in the video. So no. When you have a husband that you're looking up after, and they are being angry and horrible to you, like you're losing your path.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they are aggressive to you. You have nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
I think
So I
it's
think
not
that
just
solution is really good.
like situations like this. Even in workplace, sometimes you get so frustrated and so involved that
Yeah.
you don't even think about yourself, and there's no, you don't even think of yourself for 5 minutes in a day. So I think that's when things are going wrong. You have to take out time for yourself in a day, every day. You have to work on yourself as you grow old. Every day, and people just try to forget it just because they have a lot of responsibility and a lot of things on their plate. It doesn't mean that they can't be selfish and take time out for them.
humans. Yeah.
Couple of things. I
Especially
don't know if
women.
you're supposed
I'm
to-
sorry, but
Yeah.
especially females.
We're into, it's their group,
Yeah.
can do whatever the hell
Yeah,
they
yeah.
want, right?
It's a record.
We're not.
A couple of things I found really useful. Like I said, your empathy, like was really feeling like, okay, somebody's, I felt really,
Understanding.
really hurt.
Yeah.
Also, I think it was really good when you said we should hear her as well, because I started to feel they've been privately speaking with her. If they don't privately speak with me, I feel that they are conspiring
Yeah,
together.
they're biased.
Yeah.
And then earlier, you did a couple of interventions of grounding me, and you are so calming and you look so friendly. And there is a little risk of somebody feeling I'm patronized. Like when somebody explains something
Yeah.
to you, does it get mansplaining? Like I need to explain to you because
Yeah.
you don't understand. But you didn't cross that line, so I really felt like, because I tried to go to
He's
the
very
rage.
patient. He's
And,
very
and I felt it was really useful. Like when you said, we are not here to decide who did what. And I'm like, aha, so I can drop that fight.
Yeah.
And actually I can be like, we just need the solution.
Yes.
Like you found really good words. Listen it at home. What you said. But I think it was really good to bring me back to the why we are here.
Yeah.
What we are doing,
Yeah.
and because otherwise I might be like I'm in the court and I need to
exactly.
build my
Yeah.
case and
Yeah.
get you
Work,
on board
work.
and but actually this is not what we are doing. So yeah, I think it was really like calm and nice and
I feel that all four of us, we're just sitting here and reflecting on our own selves right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's a mock mediation what we are doing, but we have done more than that, and we have crossed that line, and we are like self-reflecting of what we have done,
Yes.
what is important in life.
Yes.
I like that.
And that's what this day is about.
exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I watched a mediation this week, and afterwards, the guy that was doing it was so friendly and chilled and just completely relaxed.
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Whereas she was more efficient, and you know, the other mediator was very efficient. She's going, right, we're going to do what we call a reality check. That was how she spoke. But they both have had different strengths, completely different personalities. But how it was so complimentary, because he was this easy, jokey, and she was right back to business.
Yeah.
So they opened up to him. But then she said, okay, well, now that we've agreed, what are you both saying? I said, so, I think mediators, should be better if they are completely different.
Yeah.
It's complementary,
Yes, that's
which
true.
is good.
True.
I agree.
Different
I fully agree. Yes.
personalities. So where are we going to go? Are we going to get them both back in? And
Yeah.
Yep.
Back to Mark.
I think we're still
Are you fine?
okay. Yeah.
We are exchanging roles.
Are we? What are we doing? Are we now, Angela?
I think at some
No, I think after the
some
break.
point,
After
yes.
the break.
yeah.
Okay.
So we can still come back and you can kind of try to
Yeah.
get us to the same table.
Yeah.
Okay, so we come back now. And,
Yeah.
We'll do the final agreement.
Yeah.
Final
okay.
stage. Yeah.
Right. We'll try and come to a solution.
Yeah.
Okay, click. Welcome back. Thank you so much for waiting.
Thank you.
We've shared some of your suggestions with Angela, and I just wonder, Angela, have you got any direct questions you'd like to ask the GP, and or would you like to explain it further? Angela, have you got any questions?
No questions really, but I just kind of, I know this has been not good between us, but I'm quite appreciative that you are, I'm feeling that you are now listening to our case and offering something concrete,
Yeah.
and really the discussion we had that, you know, that I'm also needing support. I guess that kind of, I hadn't really thought about it so much, but I think it kind of shows that you understand to some extent what it can be, so I'd like to kind of hear more, basically.
That's it. Yeah. So I get it. Like, from what place are you telling this? I completely understand your situation, but I also want you to understand our situation going ahead, because we're going to work again together, and we're going to work again with you personally, and I want you to assure that to build your mental strength, emotional stability, because by end of,
That gives me the feeling that I'm crazy.
because I think
No,
that
you're
will,
just extremely stressed.
yeah, because
Under pressure.
we as a third party can see it. You are not able to navigate what you're doing because you're frustrated because of your husband's condition. So I just want to assure you that build your mental stability, emotional stability. If you're healthy,
Are you saying I'm unstable? I'm
No,
getting
no.
rating again?
no, you're not unstable. You are stable, but you have lost the track. I wanted to bring you back on track, and I want to help you to do that.
Okay.
Simple.
You
guys have to do this next.
Thank you.
Because now
Thank you.
We are getting to the wrong direction.
right, we're going in
Yes.
the wrong direction.
I
No,
like the
that-
support
I think
discussion
that
more than
You're
than
mental.
me to
You're
mental
completely mental.
Yeah.
Angela was on track.
yeah.
Angela was right on track. And now the only
A little bit distracted.
Yeah.
the only part that the practice manager and the practice in general did not understand were the frantic phone calls, which made you interpret this
Yeah.
as being rude,
Yeah.
when she was just distressed with the matter of her husband
Yeah, exactly,
getting some
yeah.
help from you,
Yeah.
and that is normal from anybody.
Yes.
If I had my wife sick, I think I would
Yeah,
make some frantic
yeah,
calls to people that can help her.
Yeah.
So I think that this misunderstanding is something that we can iron out
Yeah.
and understand each other. That is our interest, that you reach some kind of understanding with each other on the matter, and I'm happy that Angela has accepted your suggestions,
Yeah.
many of them,
Yeah.
and we are reaching a situation whereby we can reach some good conclusion about this
Successful
matter.
mediation.
Yeah,
Yes.
because but from what we understood, what you're offering, Angela, is a weekly support session
Yes.
and somebody that she can speak to in the practice, a
Yes.
nurse who has all of Arthur's case notes. Now, if we can click that off, that would give that, if there was a support system in the GP, then that would give Angela a chance to come in and go, well, you've cancelled, you're not fighting my corner for the physiotherapy, and that would give the GP a chance to say, well, these are, sadly, these are the reasons why, Angela. So that she understands rather than getting a letter.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I'm solving problems here. How would a mediator say that, Messiah, without saying it? Do you know what I mean? Say to the GP, this is what you need to do, because we're not allowed to say
Yeah,
this.
you're not allowed
This
to
is not
direct.
what mediation's about,
Yeah.
other than solving problems.
It is that we have to get to the solution, and you guys have to support it.
How would you feel?
Yeah.
problem for
Yeah.
you?
Do you have
So
any
I think
suggestions
I
for
think you came up with a
Yeah.
solution,
The
but you maybe not putting it to her
Yeah.
in a way that she would find
Grateful that she
attractive.
agreed to it.
Yeah.
One thing that might work would be, I think there in the creative questions there was this: how would you, if you were in her place, how would you like
Like,
this to be
yeah.
solved?
Sorted.
Yeah.
So like how, if it was your husband and
Yeah.
you are needing help,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
that could be, because then you can remove this annoying woman, and you're
Yeah.
thinking like me
Yeah.
and my husband, and because you know ins and outs about what can be on offer, and you would be, because you would be more willing to give the help if it's your own case. That might work.
True. It's humanising people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Basic.
sometimes if you're fighting, you get so annoyed about the other
Yeah,
person that
like
you're
I
like,
said
I don't want to
before,
give
you're
anything to
stressed.
that
It's
problem.
not the stress is the worst side of
Yeah.
you. All you're seeing is this,
Yes.
Yep.
which is generally anger, upset, frustration.
So in conclusion,
Yeah.
we might
Yeah.
we pause there. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Successful mediation.
What's it?
Successful mediation.
Did you fully mediated
Yeah.
already? Okay, wow. I was going to say that's very quick. But we've still got
And,
half
me,
an
and
hour to
with
go.
me raging, I'm still Angela. I'm going to be Angela when I'm going home.
I was going to say, no. Right, so but that's going to ruin the fun for this afternoon. But we're going to come back and do a wee bit more of it, okay? Because what's going to happen this afternoon is you're going to become the person this afternoon. Have a break now for 10-15 minutes. You'll become mediators.
Yeah.
I'd like you to maybe just pick it up at a space and time. You know, like you've heard, kind of push the
Lot,
mediation through
yeah.
at quite speed, probably expecting it. But was it a juncture maybe you thought maybe I could just bring it back? And what I said to the other team is maybe when you got to that stage about identifying what the issues are, okay, so let's pause. How can we take this forward?
Yeah.
So we would start from there.
Yeah, because there's no
so we
point going
don't-
back
no,
through all the
yeah.
history of all of
Yeah.
it. We know the facts.
Yeah.
But then you're now, so do you want to be practice manager maybe?
No, I think we guys have to like swap this way.
Oh, sorry.
Because
sorry.
I get an experience of Angelia and she get experience of practice manager, and it's vice versa.
So, but we are mediators.
Oh, no, you're going to be mediators now.
That's what we'll be mediators for them, like
Yeah, that's right.
one-on-one mediation, so we get to understand.
No, just it's the same two-way
Oh,
mediation.
okay.
So you would be, for example, if you go Angela now, you're practice manager.
Yes.
You become the mediators.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we
also
start from the.
just pick it up at that middle point. Okay, we've
Yeah.
got through the
Okay.
introductions, we've got through the meetings, but
Yes.
maybe though, actually he says that maybe do an introduction first. I know it's a bit repetitive.
Yeah.
It gives you both a chance to do one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I know it's a bit repetitive. And then imagine the facts have already been laid out. We understand all the issues, and we're now transitioning into where we go from there. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think where do we go from here was a kind of sticking point trying to and putting words into. I'm so guilty. I was putting words into.
I think we've done maximum now.
Yeah, and I think we've identified the issues.
Yeah.
It's the physio
Yeah.
and the emergency and
But the solutions can now be different.
Yeah, we can
It's a
navigate it
fascinating
to
one when I was listening to you, right? Because you're also extremely solution driven, and I got that. No, but that's good. But it's also at what juncture do you go into that? And just in the chronology of a mediation,
soon.
would I maybe say, no, just because these guys will feel maybe cheated if they've been told to get 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then within 40 minutes, the session's no, but that's, some people are delighted about that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
initial mediation are like, right, let's go and
Yeah.
get on with our work. In somewhere where they're needing that time just to
Yeah. get it out.
Yeah.
So maybe I would just be giving them more questions on solutions.
Yeah.
And we can come
Because
with
that's what
different
happened
solutions.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the same.
Same.
Yeah.
This week,
Because it's different
the
for
guy
people.
Alan
Yeah.
said, I've got the solution and I want to tell them it. But he said it'll come if they don't get it to them. If they don't get to the solution themselves, then I'll throw it on the table right at the end if it's all.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you considered this?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my big.
There's an
That's what I've got
there's
to
an
do.
ethical tension with there about how quickly do you put a solution to them.
Yeah.
Because you're not a judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Or an expert.
Or an expert.
Yeah.
You're just a human who's there, so
Yeah.
your job's to try and facilitate
Opinionated.
their-
Yeah. Just a
Yeah.
help.
Yeah. And I think when we do it again, we can come up with totally different solutions
Yeah.
because
Yes.
you are different, Angela. You might not be
Different
having it.
issues, different.
And it is you have to come up with the solutions. So we
Yeah.
try to facilitate a discussion where
True.
you two come up with something, and it might be completely different than
Yeah.
what we came up
Okay.
with now.
Yep.
So
No, so you're back. So when we come back, take 10 minutes, right? And then when we come back, you guys do an introduction
Yeah.
as if it's not explain mediation, the
yeah,
process.
yeah,
But you don't need to go through all the facts.
yeah,
And then just having a chance. And then also take just a couple minutes before you do start about how you want to work together.
yeah,
It seemed that you had a good kind of natural fluidity there. But sometimes you saw with Charlie and I said, Charlie, do you want to, because sometimes it has to be as unsubtle as that. You have to say, give them the chance.
Yeah.
There's an argument you don't want to do that because then it becomes too block. But,
Yeah.
or sometimes some co-mediators just say, I'll leave it to you. You're going to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just a bystander. Does that make
I
sense?
think